What's up, guys? This is Heis, and happy 2-8 Tuesday for March 10th, 2026. Today we're going to be continuing on progress on our K37 model for Century of Steam. And oh, look at that, we got a good boy in the background. He was not down here when I came down, so we've got a Zusipu to assist, allegedly, here. So, good to see everyone today. We're going to have a bit of fun here. I put the poll up already to see what y'all wanted me to work on today, and unsurprisingly, the funny option, which I kind of knew was going to get picked even before I show what I'm about to show, I kind of figured that was going to be the case here. But anyway, apologies on streaming a little bit later than I normally do. I had a dinner scheduled with a friend of mine who have not got in my band, so got together and had, as he referred to it, our annual midwinter get-together. So quiet. Oh, Windows is doing the thing. Hang on, we know how to fix this. Simply destroy the sound settings and stop having them being stupid. Ooh, and it's dropping frames. Man, great. This is going to be a stream of all time, huh? Device properties. Yep, 42% volume for no reason would in fact be the problem. Thanks for that. It looks like it stopped dropping frames. There's a connection issue. Recently, I was having all kinds of internet issues yesterday. So I went through and I actually had to hardware reset all of the boxes and everything. So hopefully it's all better now. Hopefully. But I guess we will see what it does. Once again, I would still love to get Google Fiber if and when they come to my area. But what are you going to do? Before we take a look at the model, I'm going to take a look at our top chats here from Velton Fighter BR. Tren Tuesday. Good evening, people. Good evening. Midland 1072 Productions. Engineer 40 months. Good to see you, Midland. Turtle got it right for once. Nice to get one of these live. Also, a note for the merch man to check his email. Oh, he did already. I have gotten a screenshot of said email sent to me. And I don't know if Leighton knows right away your real name versus your screen name off the top of his head, but he was very floored to get the email that he did from you. So that was pretty cool. So Beta Gaming, Breakman 37 months. Tomorrow I can legally get Kenosha faced. How are you? Happy early birthday, I suppose. I assume that's what that means. Wonderful. Happy birthday, buddy. Colton's Taylor, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Fireman 38 months. Hey, Mark, might not stay long. Got another day on the railroad tomorrow, but you'll stay and relax as long as you can. Excellent. Well, thank you. I'm going to jump into Discord now. Say hello. Say hello, Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Well, at least you follow the rules, I guess. But as Sunrise finishes up here, let's take a look at where we sit with the 3D model. Here she is. Oh, I need to get my, I don't have my disclaimer turned on. Hang on. There we go. Here is the model as it sits. It's getting closer and closer. You'll note that running gear, parentheses,
lizard,
is, a thing. And you'll note that there are some bits and some stuff that was not there previously that is now there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But today I've been working on the air compressor, and hopefully, let me see if I can stream to Discord as well without it killing the stream too bad. Maybe.
Just murder the stream, why not?
Murder it. Stop having it be live. Hey, Brett.
Yes.
Does this finally look proper?
I don't know. I think those copper lines need to be a little bit more
They're not
beat up.
They're not quite squiggly enough, no. But I've spent a lot of time. Of course, Dan, our lead 3D modeler for Century of Steam, has done a fantastic job modeling the cross compound previously, but they modeled specifically the older cross compound that had one air intake in the middle of the that sort of thing. And this is the more modern style that has 2 air intakes, which I still have to finish, but all day today has been, okay, bottom head and adjusting through and doing the Westinghouse specialty bolts and then getting the B cups put on. And I was just starting to go through the upper head. But of course, everyone wants to see running gear things. But catching you up, before we take a look at the exciting bits, catching everyone up, I did a review with Wings and Strings, who's our art director on the model, and they helped me out with a ton of annoying little shading problems that the model had, which was great. We corrected geometry on the brake cylinders that are tucked nice and in there that you can hardly see, but an important detail nonetheless. I went through, we got the actual spring rigging castings put together that holds the levers and all that, which we didn't have previously. Transverse equalizer, the sword, all that fun stuff. Big amount of work on the running gear, obviously, with the waste sheets put in across the valve gear hanger, although I need to finish the way that they mount to the frame and everything, which will come later. But the tumbling shaft is now here, and so is the bracket that actually holds it. Fleshed out the whole valve crosshead and valve hanger and all that fun stuff.
Stupid U-bolt.
The stupid U-bolt, which arrives a lot earlier than I thought. I thought that was going to be a late grandism. She gets the stupid U-bolt before she gets the clamp the Union Link thing in like the 1930s sometime. So
wow.
Very early on, they end up supporting the crosshead and trying to hold everything together with the dumb U-bolts pretty early. But
you mean that early on they discovered that the design was fundamentally flawed in a couple ways?
Apparently, yeah, unsurprisingly. And so a little bit more detail on the crosshead, more to go with that. But now there's a radius rod, which was not there at all. And then the slidey bit for the radius rod. And then the Union Link, and finished up and kind of retouched the combination lever, which we had previously made. The crosshead itself, rather than just the guide bars, got a glow up and got all the bolts and the hardware, and then the keeper that holds the Union Link in place. So it looks pretty good. It looks like it's ready to go choo-choo, isn't it? Huh? And there's the spoilers of, sorry, I already did that. This has been quite the thing. Oh, man. Except I've got a grease fitting that is not attached to a rod anymore. That is very disappointing. Demerits.
Live on camera.
Live
too.
on camera and everything. How did I miss that this whole time? How did that get split out?
How is Lizard not on the soundboard?
Lizard.
I
It's
know
on
you
my
have
soundboard.
it.
Lizard.
Yeah, well.
It's fine. I must have had to copy that to somewhere else, and I must have accidentally split the original one. So we'll fix that now that I've ruined my grand reveal anyways.
Grand with an E.
Yes. Grande reveal. Yeah. And then
Well,
we'll
you-
just Control J that. There
While
we
you
go.
work on schlorping grease fittings. Jordan Freeman, member for 36 months, says, tell everyone what Lego stuff I was teasing you with last week.
Jordan
being
was
teased.
he was emailing me about Lego things. There's apparently a Lego model of the Black Pearl that now exists, and
I've seen it, it's very cool.
that is, if I was more of a Lego, like, I enjoyed my experience playing with Legos. I'm not necessarily a modern day Lego human. As cool as all the Lego things are, shout out Glenn Holland, of course, and then of course Brett as well with all those fun things. But I'm not I don't know. I'm like, I mean, I would love to have that, but it would be huge, and would I display it? And I don't know, but it would be neat.
That's
But
huge.
either way, I was definitely tempted by it. But yeah, that was the whole thing. And then the other thing was the Enterprise. I believe it was the Enterprise D from Star Trek Next Gen,
yeah.
which also pretty lizard worthy. So
Which feels fundamentally wrong with as long as Lego has made Star Wars licensed
Right,
products.
now
For
we're
them to
getting
now
Star
have something
Trek.
Star Trek is like
Wait
weird
a
and just
minute.
feels strange. Yeah. From I can't see the full name. It's Jonathan Penderger. Do you know the full name?
Pendergraft something, it cuts it
Pendergraft.
off, so yeah.
J-Dog, I told you, donating $5, thank you, friend, says, I told you I'd send you my skillet shovel last stream. I delivered in Discord, my friend. Hope you enjoy it later.
Oh boy. Oh,
So that's probably a thing in your DMs.
I see that. A 3D model of of the shovel. The skillet shovel. Thank you. I will take a look at that.
Good. At 75 Nova 262, donating $2, says, thank you, friend. Says, hey, Heis, birds.
But birds? Birds?
No birds as of yet. We have a request for birds, but no birds
I
yet.
have my baton, which I've recently learned thanks to that one. Do you see him? Do you see him?
This is people.
He loves to bat at this.
He likes the
but-
stick.
Yeah.
Zeus, we got your stick.
I got you, stick.
From Juicy Juice, donating $5. Thank you, friend. Says, channel is goated, bro. Trains are cool. /M/.
Rock and roll. Thank you.
Is that? Oh, I see. That's the.
That's
okay.
the rock and roll thingies.
It's missing a thumb. Okay, I see. Trainspotter454 with $10. Thank you, friend. Says, oh god, chat jumped. Says the model is looking incredible. Can't wait to see the final version. I look forward to catching the VOD tomorrow. And then one last one real quick. Chainbreaker, member for 18 months, says 18 months. Also, will there be a K-37 kitchen minigame? LOL.
Time will tell, I suppose. But we've been discussing a lot about minigames recently. So
I saw that
yeah,
little collective earlier today.
spoilers. It's fine.
Yeah.
But talking a little bit more on the running gear as it sits, it is animated, and this was quite the chore. Shout out to goodness, what was the dude's username? It was
German friend.
The German friend, the locomotive something. There was a Wallshirts valve gear rigging tutorial that was on YouTube, and I really want to shout this guy out because the tutorial's not simple and not short, but it was very, very key for me to kind of figure this out because I've never rigged anything before. It's from Locomotivist, I suppose. It's an 8-year-old tutorial to set this up, and it got me most of the way there. And then I learned kind of the concepts on how to actually rig all the gear and everything, and got to that point and then started ripping my hair out and tried about 15 different things before I ultimately went to Dan and went, hey Dan, how do we do this? And was asking about how things need to animate, and Dan basically told me, oh, just rig it like it should be and then it'll work and it'll be easier that way. And I was like, what? And as you can see, it's not perfect, but no animation truly can be with the way that Blender's set up and using skeletons for humans as skeletons for precisely mechanical things. You can only get so close. So there is a little bit of clipping and stuff that I might try and edit out in the future, but very, very close at the very least. And it's cool. It's rigged all the way through. So I have this side set up, and you can go from forwards to reverse, and you'll note that every position of the valve crosshead's proper. And when you bring it down all the way to 0 and everything's neutraled out, the radius rod gets the little subtle up and down motion that comes from the Union Link doing its thing, but we're not really getting hardly any translation of the rest. But then when we drop it into gear properly, which we have to do in the x-axis, you ding-dong, then you get a ton more movement of the combination lever and the radius rod, and it's cool. Mechanically modeling this slider was probably the biggest problem and pain point, and that's the one part of the animation that I don't like, is that the sliding blocks and the radius rod themselves tend to fight a little bit when you're really far out of center. And I'm going to try and tweak things a little further to get that a little nicer, but as Dan was telling me, we got that far in, and Dan said, well, you know, you might import that to Unreal and it might suck anyways. So we'll see what you can do there. And there is more work for me to do, like all of these nuts that are not spinning should be spinning, because I modeled them on the rods, because that's where you see them, but they're actually attached to the crank pin, and therefore all those nuts should be spinning with the wheel itself and the counterweight as it goes around, and I got to do that. But so like everything, 80% done, 80% to go, but just having... Ooh, don't do that. That's the wrong part. Don't touch that, Mark. What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. It's fine. Tumbling shaft. There we go. Yeah. Just getting it in gear and like seeing the whole thing do the thing is pretty cool. But the reason why I was jokingly, lizard, is that the other side, as you can see, is not done, other than the bits that were easy to do from one side themselves. So, work on the running gear consists of either me moving nuts to different things so that they spin properly, or hopefully remembering exactly how I rigged the other side. Oh. We've got both the boys. It's very cute.
Are birds happening?
It's very cute. That is the Zeus shelf, and then the upper one, that's the Hades shelf. Hades is always up top. Zeus is always number 2. And I'm so happy that they love that. So we got both their kitties.
Substantial amount of potential energy right there.
Yeah. One is to believe that if Hades were to fall, if we could harness the energy of the impact, we could actually power the city of Denver for at least a day, I think. So it's a lot of cat. Yes, Tristan. Hades is a top and Zeus is a bottom.
Cream.
It's fine. All right, so I guess we'll try and do our best to animate our running gear here on the fireman side. So,
without further ado, cue the German.
Yeah.
From Mason Coy Kendall, member for 37 months, asks, if you tow a steam engine, do you need to open the cylinder cocks to stop cylinder breaking? Also 3 years, woo.
I mean, it's generally good consideration to do that, and actually that's feedback that we've gotten on the video game from people who have run engines that don't have snifters. Apparently the braking force is actually rather significant if you don't have cylinder cocks open and you don't have snifters. So that's something I need to go back and add as a braking force. But yeah, generally you would tow them with the bar in gear to evenly lubricate everything if you had everything still connected, and then you would also have the cylinder drains open. Yeah.
We actually at one point drifting downhill on the DNS. I was riding behind Jimmy, who was firing, and I had been messing with the fire, and Jimmy kept leaning out the window, sort of looking concerned. It was like, "Hey, is the hydrostatic working? Is everything running okay? Because that cylinder is starting to squeak and is, making weird noises and looking so good." It's like, I don't know, the hydrostatic's still running and all this. And I looked over, and the engineer didn't have the bar in the corner. It was straight up and down after the engine had been drifting for a few miles and wasn't getting full travel and lubrication over everything. So that's a very important
that's
thing.
a much bigger deal when you're talking about engines that are hydrostatically lubricated, where there's a lube line that gets dumped in at the top of the valve chest and nowhere else. The big Ks and everything being mechanically lubricated, which 1-800, that is on my list of stuff to do.
It's fine.
It's fine. I am not excited to model the terminal checks. Those are going to be annoying as fuck. But anyway.
Which style are you doing?
I was going to do the pancake ones that 91 has.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they've had those the whole time, but they're the ones that I've got reference for.
We swapped styles. I think it had the old style when she first ran, and then you went and did BNSF stuff, and we swapped for modern equivalents because 1-800 screw that noise or something.
Are those modern?
I believe so. I'd have to look at them again.
Well,
there's a different style that she used to carry that were taller. They were
it might have been Nathan's versus Detroit's.
Could have been. I don't know if the ones she carries now are modern. I just recall that they were easier to obtain, or they were.
I know we swapped them because I've got footage. We were trying to figure out if it was oiling through the through them, and we put pressure gauges on, and I've got GoPro footage of the mechanical going around, and then how much the pressure builds up before it would actually spit into the cylinder.
Right.
Which is surprisingly a lot.
There's a lot of pressure in those things.
Yeah, approximately 300 psi. So, yeah. I knew we did that swap, but I didn't know if those were just a different style or what they historically had. But I will start looking while you continue chatting, I suppose.
Chatting? Wait, no, not that. From 403 Guy, member for 20 months, says, I was so stupid once I thought seaweed was something that fish smoke. Anyway, apparently the Derail Valley USA DLC is coming this year.
Yeah, man. That's funny as shit.
What did I just...
Not food.
Seaweed, fish are friends, man. Yeah. It looks like she's got the same style here in this image. She's got a different snifter, of course, too. But let's see.
Because of course she does.
God praise the Denver Digital Library.
Another from 403 Guy. Also, GWR imports mod for Derail Valley is back.
Oh, yeehaw.
Donating $2. Thank you, friend. Blues Crew sent 10 memberships. I suppose that
Thanks,
already
Mom.
happened. It sounded.
It did. Thanks, Mom.
And YouTube has blocked a comment from Master Chief saying, "Don't forget to lube your sheep."
Ah, yes. You do need
The Welsh approach.
Yes.
No,
So
Goose.
she's got this in there.
You put the sheep in the X1000,
Yep.
and you soak them with a PB&J, and you run it full of compressed air overnight, and then your sheep is well lubricated and ready to be added to the journal.
You've got a saturated sheep then.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah, actually, it looks like this is what she
Those are the
historically
correct
had.
Style.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, fuck a duck. Again, I'm not excited to model those because they're annoying. Cockatiel sounds every time I hear you say it. My brain thinks wall shirts. Yes, wall shirts. The shirts that go on the wall. Yeah, just
Better
like
than
that.
wall sharts.
That is better than wall sharts. It's true.
That's what you find in a gas station.
Ugh.
Hey, I was driving through on one of the trips
Bad segue.
back and
Bad
forth.
segue.
That's a horrible segue.
It was a horrible. It was a thing that to behold. I was driving back and forth between Durango and home recently on one of the trips coming back. I think it was it might have been when you met me just after Fair Play, Brett. I'm in South Park. And I'm at Fair Play, and somebody actually fucking shit in the urinal at the gas station. Like, I forgot about the goddamn South Park episode until later when I was telling the story of like, yeah, I pulled over at the gas station and there's 2 urinals, and somebody had explosive diarrhea down the side of the one of them. And it's just like, ooh, how appropriately South Park of them. Gross.
Oh.
But yeah, wall sharts. That kind.
Following on from that, Colton's Taylor donating $20. Thank you, friend. Says, "Hey gang, there's a question for the group. As much as we love our steam engines and know they are perfect machines, what has been the most frustrating project you have ever done on any of the steam engines you have worked on?" That requires thought.
My brain immediately went to the zinc poisoning event of brazing up 346's steam chest.
That'll do it.
That was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
In terms of frustrating, like, there were worse things, like 491 trying to kill me, obviously. Like, that is a worse thing, but that was less of a frustrating, long-endured event.
Granted, I have not been doing this anywhere near as long and have not had anywhere near as much shop time, but for me it was 91's suspension shitting itself, and...
That is a frustrating time. And it is a day that ends in Y on the K37.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Piggybacking off of that, the spring ring rebuild comes to mind just for how drawn out all of that was.
That
and
was a lot of
specifically
work.
the reassembly.
Yeah.
There were a couple of really, really late nights on the reassembly of like, okay, The engine's up on jacks and hanging out the door. We cannot go home until this
until
is
it's
done.
done.
Until it's
Yeah.
off
And
the jack.
it is, verging on midnight, and we're trying to move this part into place with a 20-ton jack, and it just will not move.
And also, I mean, working on spring rigging is genuinely the most terrifying. Like,
It's dangerous.
Oh god,
There is
hydraulic
not-
jacks.
it's
They're
like
dramatic, actually.
there is jacking equipment, which is one of the mechanical 7 safety absolutes of the BNSF railway. Sorry,
Spring.
my hang on, the old memories just
Take
popped
the
out of my
white
head.
hat off.
White hat off. Jacking equipment, like when you have a dedicated jack point to insert something that is leveled and part of the design and great, and it's like that is still a mildly terrifying thing to do, to go underneath when you've got jacks that are mechanically backed and you've got blocking and everything. There's still the mental game of I am going underneath a thing that will make me flat and unexist instantly if it falls. There's that.
Yeah.
But then there is jacking spring rigging, where nothing is fucking level, nothing is plumb, nothing is square, everything is fucking terrible, and you have to insert a bottle jack in there and get things moved over, and there comes a moment where you have to put your hand in the way, and it's like, if that jack slips out, I'm losing my hand right now, and that is
And
one of the least
not only
pleasant
are-
things.
you are at this point adding thousands of pounds of spring pressure to the already literal soul-crushing weight.
Yep. Yeah. Spring rigging is... I was machining like the entire time, so while you guys were assembling stuff, I don't know if I was there into the super late evenings. I don't remember being stuck there until
No,
midnight.
I remember
I-
the tirade that management went on because you had band practice.
Yes.
That's all that management would talk about at 11 o'clock at night with the engine up in the air. It's like, can we please just try and put it back together? I want to go home.
Well, management also came over to me, and there is the Jesus Christ
I
saddle
was
on
going
the
to say, you had
491.
the Jesus Christ saddle as part of that whole...
The last
episode.
part, the last thing, and he would not stop coming to bug me about where I was at. And I literally had done the last pass, and I had just finished, I'd done a counter bore, and I'd trued it up, and all I needed to do was reverse the mill and, do a finish facing pass going the other way. And he came over yelling at me for the 60th fucking time that day. It was because it's the last part and everyone was waiting to assemble the thing. And so I was like, look, it's done. And I looked at the lever, and the lever was pointed up, which means, okay, the mill is going to go up and the part will go down relative, right? Because it's like a lathe. And I grabbed the rapid traverse and I fucking KO'd the boring bar into the part and sent the fucking 70-pound cast iron saddle flying across the shop. Because, no, the part goes the other way, and it turns out when you're being floundered by an asshole, douchebag of more words
Jerk
than I
of
could
the
come up with.
world.
Jerk of the world! His mama was a snowblower. When that happens, you're not in the best headspace and not ready to do stuff. And so when you want it done fast, you grab the go fast stick and then you pile drive a boring bar into the table and the part and throw the part across the shop. It's fine.
And then management shuts the hell up.
Yeah, for finally, all it took was me wrecking a boring bar and crashing the mill. But management shut up. The part got launched closer to the locomotive, so I actually saved him a few steps.
You did.
And it thankfully didn't get hurt bad enough that we just put it right on the locomotive as it was.
Still there.
Still there, the Jesus Christ saddle. Yep. Yeah, the Jesus Christ is me grabbing the rapid traverse, KOing the boring bar into the part, and then the management screamed, Jesus Christ! And I got to slap the dongle on the mill harder than I ever did in my entire life. And I wrecked the boring bar and offered to replace it because, it was ultimately my mistake. And he said, no, don't worry about it. We'll just get another one. And it turns out he had said it was his own tooling, but it was not. It was the museum's tooling. So I probably owe the museum a boring bar, actually, but that's fine.
It's fine.
What else is new?
Jersey's Home Appliances donating $2 says, what are we making today, Captain?
Well, I'm trying to find a picture of a terminal check to show how annoying of a shape it is to make today. But maybe that's a fruitless effort. And now that we're done with story time, I guess we'll actually just go work on something. Anyway, terminal checks, annoying shape, not excited to make.
Womp womp.
We're gonna
Each
try and
44
replicate the doof doof, but on the other side.
Oof. Youths44, member for 32 months, says, I cast Cursed DNS thing on Choo Choo. Chat is not allowed to know. Don't know what that's alluding to. Official Denver and Rio Grande Western, member for 24 months, says, got a brass H13K37 for $2.95. Love Le Habes.
That is a great
nice.
fucking price. Congrats.
It is.
See, I cast
Catch
a
me
curse
outside,
on the DNS, but it
donating.
was unwittingly.
480 dies of death.
It lost the game.
It did, in fact, lose the game.
Fuck.
Catch Me Outside, donating $10, says, food for thought, far future, a DLC or separate title, what would be like automation, car design tycoon game, but for locomotives, could even port one designs to CFS and use them. People keep asking about that.
I love that people want to do more and have more control and kind of have, like, the steam engine sandbox of, like, ooh, I'm gonna make a locomotive and do it. And that is a cool, neat concept that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing. That would be neat to see, but it's so not tenable whatsoever for our project at all. So
Into
no.
the kids.
It's, like,
And nobody else knows what that means.
It would be neat as a concept for a game where it's like, you know, you are able to on the fly adjust things like wheelbase and driver diameter and boiler length.
Not
I'm standing next to
not
a
Discord
female
having a
on
crash out in the middle of that. Sorry.
Well, the point of this game, for the long and short of it, is it's meant to represent what is the historical experience of you and your friends are operating this little narrow gauge railroad, and what is the ordering experience like. And the ordering experience for most little railroads is the big builders offer their catalogs of what is available, and you order something from that. It is I'm doing...
But Tom, I want Kerbal Steam Program.
Kerbal Steam Program is,
Kerbal Steam
again,
Program
it's
would be
neat as a
sick.
concept. It is not something that is within the historical scope of the story.
It is firmly in the territory of maybe someday.
I believe it goes in the canyon.
Yeah,
It goes
I
in
would
the
say
it,
maybe someday, but it's not going to be from us.
that is an entirely goddamn different game. Yeah. So.
Craig Bryant donating $5. Thank you, friend. Says, does your museum officially know how many gallons of water 491's tender holds, and when does 20 come back?
I think it's 6,000. You said.
It's supposed to hold 6,000.
That's what it says on the tin.
It is somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 gallons. I assume closer to 6, because I was able to fill it more than 5,000 myself the one day, but we haven't bothered to actually do it, and it doesn't really matter. So I guess we'll learn later. But then the 20 is going to be coming back probably in April. She has to be back before May 16th, which is our Colorado Crossings event that will be featuring her in the 315. So,
as well as everything else.
Yeah, literally.
403 guy donating $5. Thank you, friend. Says, to build on your gas station story. Oh God, I went into a gas station bathroom once, almost slipped in piss. Fond memories.
Oh,
lovely.
Okay. So,
Moving on.
duplicating lattices. We're not gonna do that game. We will.
Have
we'll
you
just
asked
make
Jeff
new
about
ones.
that?
Ask Jeff
Is,
about what?
The El Camino duplicating lettuces.
Oh, lattice, not lettuce. But yeah. The way that I've rigged the locomotive up, basically, these cubes are called lattices, and you smartly position them with the actual geometry that you've made, and then parent everything properly, and then you connect certain key ones with different skeletons, and then everything plays nice, and we're going to try and do that on the other side here, which, you know, it's going to be fine. Anyway.
Dark Nut member for 36 months says, time is fake. Did the safety squints work in shop? No, they don't. Use your PPE.
Everyone's used the safety squints, but you should use not the
should
safety
always
squints.
use proper PPE.
Yeah, especially when machining. I assume that was in relation to the machining story. I was wearing I was wearing actual safety glasses, though. Had the 70-pound cast iron part decided to fly off the mill table towards me instead of towards, away, that would have been a different story. But that's why you put the cutter in between you and the part.
94 Chevy donating $5. Thank you, friend. Says, our brother in High Iron, when did this stream start? It's 11 p.m. here in Ohio, and I just joined.
Let's see, 40 minutes ago. So later today, as I mentioned, than typical, but yeah, not super crazy. It's not like we've been going on forever.
He donates another $5 and says, management, they want it done fast, their way or the highway, and they know better than the employee actually doing the work.
Uh-huh.
From Smitty, member for 45 months.
Smitty.
I hope you're doing well.
Smiddle.
Smitty. Is it
SpongeBob.
Oh, I guess that is an L. Smittle. S.Mittel. I hope you're doing well. Heist been actually taking my Friday nights and just going to watch trains in Salisbury or Hamlet, North Carolina, just to get away from everything, and it helps so much in these times.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that works for you. It's always good joy.
Jonathan Pendergraft with another $2 says, my summer steam engine, in reference to the Kerbal Steam Program thing. And then Logan Jones, member for 38 months, says, g'day, Birdman. Animations look great.
Thank you, Logan. Appreciate that.
Also, looking through chat, I can see a lot of comments as to why something like Kerbal Steam Program is also not within our scope or interest of what we want to do. Is because so many people see those tools and they immediately think, oh, I'm gonna make a 428-28-15 or whatever, and it's you could, but if you
but
genuinely
it won't go anywhere
want to impress
other
me
than
with
straight.
if you want to impress me with locomotive design, make a good 280, because that's what most railroads are going to be using.
There's also the whole challenge of trying to make everything work mechanically when everything is variable, wheelbase or driver size, stroke of pistons, all of that stuff, plus valve gear on top of that. The difficulty in parsing all of that out in a dynamic way would probably take decades.
It wouldn't take decades, but you would have to severely limit the type of locomotive you could build. If you were doing something where your time period was fixed as Baldwin 1880, then you could design a lot of stuff where a lot of the general construction of saddles, boilers, drivers, cabs, things that are largely standard and just vary in terms of dimensional ways that things fit together. Sure, you could make that work, but if you're trying to do something to the extent of making anything for any wheel arrangement or what have you, or any era or region of locomotive, then yeah, your work time to make all of those meshes fit together in a modular way is going to become exponential.
Yeah, it would be tremendously difficult to do.
We've got an incredible comment from Jimmy the Cog on the note of the Jesus Christ saddle. This is also a fun thing you can do. Those induction bearing heaters that you can just heat a bearing, or you can heat a bearing with just induction. You can incorrectly configure those and make a bearing railgun by accident.
Don't mess with Dusty's friend Jimmy from the Cog. Got it.
Seriously. Jimmy's gonna go Star Trek on our asses.
We're finding new and inventive futuristic ways to kill Shinzo Abe.
Yes. Craig Bryant with another $20 says, I used to work at Kmart, Little Caesars, that they had back in 2008. There were a few times in the men's restroom that there were there was stuff smeared against all the walls. Manager said it was my job to clean it. I said it's not. Didn't wind up cleaning it.
Christ.
Something that every person can very much benefit from. If you're being made to do things that are not in your job description, the 4 words that give you more power than you might think are fuck you, make me.
Or alternative 4 words are give me a raise.
You heard it here first, folks. Goose has a price. He can be bought. Daniel M. Kabaki donating $2 says, who of your cats is the heaviest? Heis.
I would guess Zeus.
No,
but
it is
it's
Hades.
Hades.
It is Hades.
It's Hades by a sizable margin.
Hades,
Lord.
lift with your legs, Huber.
Yes. I want to say we haven't weighed them recently, but Zeus, on the original paperwork from their intake to the vet before they the shelter before they lost some weight, Hades was 17 pounds and Zeus was 15. And on their leaving the vet or leaving the shelter, I want to say Zeus 14 and Hades like 16. And I don't think that we have appreciatively moved the needle, but they're big kitties.
I mean, I didn't lift Hades. I did lift Zeus at one point, and Zeus was an agreeable weight, like not backbreakingly so.
The vet looked at them both when we took them in for their first checkup, and the vet was like, "This one's fine. I would like this one to lose a little weight."
I would like this one to be less dense. The black one weighs approximately as much as 3 of my cat.
When Hades jumps off the table, like just the coffee table, onto the ground upstairs, I can hear it through the ceiling.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can confirm this.
It's a lot. There's just more of them to love.
Yeah.
Speak of cats. Hello, little old lady.
Meow meow.
Resident Evil member for 8 months says, "Hey Mark, hope you've been doing well. Always love to see CFS stuff. Learned a lot and gained a lot of respect for the narrow gauge from you guys. Hope y'all inspire someone to do this for standard gauge."
Cheers. Standard gauge is neat too. So
We very much hope people take what we do and are inspired to do better, because we don't want to be one game that tries to push the
only-
needle and then everything else stays the same for years after. Like
train sims have been depressing for a long time.
Yeah, make a game better than us, because then we will want to play it. Like
Literally.
we don't want to just sit on top of the mountain forever, because that means that the genre isn't progressing forward. Like, see what we're doing and get the right people, get the right knowledge, and make something better, so that we can continue to raise the bar and have a good space race of train games. Like, just make good shit.
For the uninitiated, what I'm doing right now, well, I know that there's more top chats here, but I'm just kind of working silently. Real quick explanation. These are lattices. They are places that are known quantities of thing. So I have moved them away from the locomotive and the running gear, so that we can actually make sure everything is properly in line without having any of the weird offsets that some of these rods have, like the subtle taper in on the eccentric rod. Thanks, Rio Grande. Which is not properly mirrored on this side, which I will have to fix. God damn it, but that's okay. We'll get there. I don't know why that is. I'm gonna have to look into that. But anyway, I'm attaching some of the lattices are just parented into the wheel set so that they work this way. But for these ones that are out here on the valve gear, where a lot of shenanigans happen in terms of their motion, I'm basically inserting the lattice using the 3D cursor of Blender. You can just put the cursor wherever you want by selecting certain things. So I'm putting the cursor where I want it and then offsetting later to -90 just to get everything out of the way. But I'm getting the lattices all positioned such that when we look from this side, you see, hey, these are the centers of all the pins, and now I'm adding the actual skeleton that connects them. And so I'm going to connect all these things and then tell the lattices to then follow the skeletons and then parent the objects then to the lattices. And you go all the way back the other way, and you get motion that actually happens on the modeled bit of geometry.
Hey, Mark, you should check your texts, because we're getting something from Dusty. Q's weight as of 10 seconds ago is 16.2
pounds. There has been a bit of a spat of whether or not Q or Hades is a bigger cat. And after holding Q the other day, I think Hades is heavier. Which means that, yeah, Hades is probably back to like 17 pounds. It's fine.
I'm also glad someone else in chat had the exact same thought I did, which was, look at the bones!
Look at the bones!
Look at the bones!
Look at the bones! Anyway, Yeah, look at the bones. It is the rabbit. God damn it, Brett. We're not even on a road trip.
From Craig Bryant with another $10. Thank you, friend. Says, by a restaurant called Little Nugget in Danville, Illinois on 150. If you look on Google Maps, you'll see a passenger car falling apart. It has to be from the 40s, and it's been abandoned. Traveled a lot. From RGS 36 Studios, member for 21 months, says, what do you think about the passenger train on the Front Range starting in 2029?
I'd like to see them actually do more work towards that before I believe it.
Boy, howdy, it would be really funny if Leighton Moreland would arrive in this Discord call right now. We would have an interesting discussion. Anyway, I mean, I think if they can make it happen, it'll be neat. But I've heard a lot of the inside baseball, and no, I'm not going to repeat it because I don't need to get people in trouble. So anyway.
Yeah.
From Cassidy Hager, member for 26 months. Today I took the time to clean my keyboard and mouse pad, and I'm really proud of myself because shit's been rough recently. Now I'm here to learn more to apply to my own Blender projects because hell yeah, I have motivation.
Hey, sometimes I get that. That takes time. So I'm glad that you've got motivation now. That's excellent. This eccentric rod. Crank.
From Treewalker93, member for 21 months, says, happy Monday. As a veteran trucker of 9 years, that bathroom story is vanilla compared to what I've seen, and I've got to ask since the green screen has work begun on the SN3 layout.
No, I need to start that. I was telling myself I was going to start drawing that up, but probably later this week. I'll start thinking about it because we've got, the layout plan, but I need to make the bench work plan, and I've got it on my Trello to actually do the first, episode 0. Here's the start of the layout and kind of overview the thoughts behind everything, and then bench work, which I guess could be episode 1, whatever. But
in Ep 0, just going over the plan itself and like the steps to get there could be neat.
Yeah, particularly if you'd want to jump on for that'd be fun. But yeah, we need to get that ball rolling because we were staring. Brett and I were with Leighton the other day at his new place, staring at his new space where his layout's going to get to go, and talking about how cool it's going to be. And thankfully, we've got about a year window before he can start building bench work at his place for the whole gang to be sicked upon my place. So.
Does this mean I'm designing Leighton's layout too? Is this going to be the 4th person on the S346 team that I've designed a layout for?
I told Leighton was like, yeah, I'm thinking about asking Tom about what they would want to do with the space, and I explicitly told Leighton, ask me first so that we make sure that Tom doesn't get weaponized on that track when there is a very important task or deadline that they should be working on first. So
I mean, again, Leighton would literally be like the 4th team member at Studio 346 that I've designed a layout.
No, it's Leighton's got his own ideas, but he actually does want to see what you would come up with, because you would likely come up with something very different, and it would be very neat to see. So that will be coming your way, but at an appropriate time, I'm sure. While I've got the floor real quick, you can see we've got our skeleton here that now is the actual bone that connects, or 2 bones that connects using an armature, where the eccentric or return cranks position the eccentric rod and then the expansion link are. And we built the skeleton knowing that we placed the lattices correctly where the pins are. And so now that I've set up an inverse kinematics constraint to this moving lattice that is a part of the eccentric crank, we now get the correct motion for the eccentric rod and the expansion link. So now we need to simply give constraints to these 2 lattices that we originally used to inform the position of the skeleton. We'll then give them the rotations and locations of these as needed. And then we will parent the bones to the lattices, or not the bones, the actual running gear itself, the geometry, and then we'll have a swinging expansion link. So, anyway, carry on.
For those watching at home that are curious, Casey texted and said Q was not pleased about having his weight verified.
I was gonna say, we haven't weighed the cats at home because we're not entirely certain how to properly actually do that. So, too heavy for my kitchen scale.
I have not weighed Apollo in a long time.
Well, he doesn't weigh
probably...
much because he, gets all his exercise mauling the fuck out of you. So
yes,
weigh yourself, then hold the cat and weigh yourself again.
That's kind of
literally
the thing.
I do not have a scale to do so.
I do, but yeah. Let's see.
We'll get a bathtub, and if he floats...
That's a witch!
Made of wood!
If Zeus weighs as much as a duck, then he's made of wood.
It's a big-ass duck.
It's a big fucking duck. You know how big that duck is? It's blue and sitting over there. Anyway.
Go duck yourself.
Duck for dinner. Barrage Balloon member for 38 months says 38 months time is fake. Jordan Freeman donating $1.99. Thank you, friend. Says get those kitties on Jenny Craig. Shawnee Mission said
they're already on it actually, but anyway.
They're working on it. They're big boned. Shawnee Mission member for 35 months says hi, glad to catch another stream. It's been a while. 35 months time is fake. Thanks for all the great content and reigniting my love for trains. Again, it was amazing to meet you and Brett earlier this year.
Likewise, and so glad you're here for a stream. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Cardin Kortenbach donating $5. Thank you, friend. Says, hey, Heist, just finished working on my 1980 Honda CR80. Hope you guys are doing well.
Excellent. Nice.
I work in a factory and we only just went to lunch, so hi. And in the PPE convo, it's very important, yes, but when you work in a very hot, humid factory, gloves and cut sleeves suck.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah. PPE is usually not fun in some degree, which is, kind of where a lot of the I don't wear my PPE comes from. But
you want to know what's less fun? A life-changing injury.
Correct. Simply do not do that. Stop doing the bad.
Just show them the 1950s grand safety film where, normally every other, safety film of the day is it's imperative that you take care of your parts. You only have one of them. And then the grand one's just look at this dead idiot. He fucking deserved it. Dumbass.
The grand video that shows the wife and orphaned child coffin shopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on the nose it hurts. I've done a reaction to that video before. It's very good. Definitely worth the thing.
94 Chevy Z71 donating $5 says, so what happened to the layout at Leighton's old house?
Well, I believe the abandonment party / we're gonna film some is in a couple days here. So,
yep.
Yeah. Everyone, it was so funny. Everyone's been asking what Leighton's layout update, Leighton's layout update, and it's been really fun.
Around.
It's been really fun to get to reply to those comments saying, nope, we're scrapping that shit.
Yep.
I think he's actually going to end up reusing most of it, but yeah, it's going to get just demolished, so.
I think we need to have a 3D printed goose and then go around and pull up the track behind it as it runs around.
That would be funny, but I mean, it's getting taken apart and it's going to get reused, so we're not going to be pulling track off really, but yeah, that would be humorous.
RGS36 Studios, the $1.99 says check Discord for Front Range Rail. There is a poll right now. They're voting on names for what the Front Range Rail service should be. I did chuckle that Fred is an option.
Same.
Around the Rockies, not through them.
Why? What origin hell do we have that something didn't mirror right, and this expansion link or eccentric rod is like this? Oh, is the main rod in the wrong spot on this side? Oh, it is. Right. Yes. I dealt with that on the other side.
The Moffat Road.
God damn it.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, it turns out, by the way, this is not something I realized until I was going through the model, and Wings and Strings made much of the original bits, and most of it was relatively complete, some of it was not. as you go through all these fun things. And it smells like Kenosha. How fun. And I got to the main rods, and I'm like, the main rods don't match the center line of the bore? That's weird. The crosshead was weird, and I was like, what's going on here? And I kept looking at it, and it's like, oh, Wings put the main rod where it looks like it should actually go, but no, there's actually a bus-sizable gap between the connecting rods and the main rods. And I had to go, like, verify with a picture for myself, being like, do they actually sit that far apart? And it turns out when you clean all of the pin dope out that builds up in there, yeah, they actually are that far apart.
Yeah, that threw me, because, like, my first thought was the further out you put the main line, more than it needs to be, the more you're likely to shear it.
Uh-huh.
And...
Yep.
Chimps. Chimp theory undefeated.
Monkey. Monkey.
Yep. Anyway, that's... So these are now in their proper locations, and we can parent them without too much pain, hopefully. So...
That guy Millard with $20 asking, another thing, is there any chance you ride the 4501 on her Steam special this year? Perhaps on her last 2 days, so I may have a chance at meeting the bird. Also, the BF had his B-Day recently, so I bought him a big boy model.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's very kind of you. And happy birthday to the BF. I am hoping to, and I've said that my intention is to go to the NMRA convention in Tennessee in July, whenever that is. There's a couple things in the works that I need to, sort out. And if I am a part-time employee at the Durango and Silverton, which is still up in the air, that might change things as well. So I'm really hoping that I can, but I don't know for sure. Also, in terms of fun music things, if you're perhaps a Hellbot fan, keep your July open. Wink, nudge, wink. Lizard. Anyway.
And 94 Chevy Z71 with another $2 says, good night, everybody. Don't let the FRA bite.
Night, Chevy. Have a good one.
I always hear that in the Animaniacs. Like,
good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. Well, there's the expansion link and the eccentric rod. We should probably make the main rod move, because that hurts to look at. But before we do that, I think I'm going to run and use the restroom real quick, so entertain the folks as best you can, everybody. I'll be right back. Now that Kenosha's over.
Speed round?
Speed round, let's go.
Alright, who wants to learn the true shape of the Earth?
Speed round, chat. Give it to us. RGS36 Studios, what's your opinion on 95 Ford Bronco XLT 5.8? Winner for perhaps most esoteric for the evening? Cool.
It's a car.
Yeah, it is a car.
Yeah.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Is that African or European? Brett, can you buy my toaster? No, you may not. My toaster is too precious to me. Jersey has the dridge. Jersey is not here. Earth is shaped like a dinosaur. What is the cubic roll of food? We're not talking about.
We're not doing the cubic roll of food.
I will ask y'all in private what the fuck that means, because I do not know.
Okay, yeah, that is
what?
That's a rabbit hole for next time we have a 7-hour car ride. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Striker, member for 36 months. Quick, while he's gone, I can yap about the end AM. Goose, back me up here.
Me and Wings are right here. It is the way and the truth and the light.
Has Jersey ever gone on the Gladstone line? No idea. What's your guys' favorite rocks?
Ooh.
We talking just rocks, or are we talking like rock like minerals?
The question specifically says rock.
I like Tektite because it is, for those of you who are not aware, it is when a meteorite impacts the Earth, all the shit that was already here the impact melts and fuses together.
Is that a rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
I have one right here.
It's a rock that got put through the rigmarole, but it's still technically a rock.
Versus a mineral. How long is 491 going to take to be completed? Don't know. Thoughts on Canadian Pacific 2816? Cool.
That's cool.
It's neat.
Cool.
It's shiny. How many toasters do I have? Just the one. Worst locomotive cab layout.
I feel like I can think of something that is an obvious answer to this. I'm trying to think back.
I have a special hatred for engines that went south of the border, that they are deckless engines where the backhead protruded like far beyond the ass end of the cab.
So, like, yes and no. Like, locomotives where there is a back face of the cab, that's definitely weird. On some Mexican engines where, like, it's just all fully open with a couple of just, like, bar braces, it's whatever. Like, it's less of a problem there. Really anything where, like, the tricocks do not have holes cut out for them on a deckless engine, and you have to squeeze your hand between a cab wall and, like, burn your wrist to use them.
Tell us all
Tell
about
us
that.
more about
Oof.
that. Yeah. I would say.
Also, the answer that is correct, but is it's morally correct but politically incorrect, would be any Camelback.
Pretty much.
Yes. The also morally correct answer and also politically correct is anything double fairly. I
That's
don't
pretty
like
bad.
having to put my hands outside the side of the cab just to change where I'm shoveling.
2 separate fireboxes is also not fun.
Bullied
Yeah,
Leader
no.
is also an honorable mention there, because it's no longer a replacement for an 044 tank engine. It is just a jacked up London Underground car that cooks firemen.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Preferred UP standard gauge locomotive.
The
Challenger.
9000.
Not a UP
TTT.
person.
The
I'm
TTT,
not-
the 210-2, that
I'm not
5511.
much of a UP person.
The other
but
833.
the
Or I would say, like, my interest in Union Pacific equipment is like their 19th century.
You know what?
gauge. Stuff that
my
ran in like
Yeah.
Colorado, Utah, Montana.
I was gonna
etc.
say mine's on a technicality. It's the Mason bogies as they were on the UPD&G.
They're not standard gauge, however.
Well,
So
I forgot that was part of the
suck
question.
that, I guess.
Okay.
Worst type of valve gear? Okay, Mark's back.
I
The,
am
like,
back if
the-
you need
the
to.
extremely, the extremely rare moment where like UP had like 6 moguls and then never had moguls ever again on the system is also quite fun.
Yeah.
For Dusty's appeasement, I got up and I peed and I came back. Then I looked at my my phone and I just had 3 texts in a row, which I didn't. This is not the impetus for my pee break. But he goes, "Weigh Hades, take a piss break and weigh him. The people need answers." Because Q, as of 10 seconds ago, is 16.2 pounds, and my scale does go to tenths of a pound. And I did the technique of weighing myself and the cat, and then just weighing myself. Hades is 17 pounds on the nose. So,
Big kitty.
big,
Very
big
big kitty.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes Q the challenger.
It does make Q the challenger.
Well, technically it makes Q the 3900 class, but
Well, that's fair enough.
That guy Miller with $5 says, would you rather never drive trains, model or real, again, or never say the word fuck again?
Never say the word fuck again. I'd much rather drive
Yeah.
trains.
Yeah.
There are so many fun.
so like how is that enforced? It's like if you
Yeah,
swear,
how-
do you get the trains
Shot
taken
collar.
away? Okay.
If it's a shot caller, I feel like I could deal with that.
Thoughts on CN 1776 and 2026 from RGS 36 Studios? I don't know what either of those numbers are. Do you, Mark?
Are those the new? They're the new America 250 paint that
Oh, that's
the Canadian
probably what they
National
are.
did for
Oh.
some fucking reason.
That
Yes.
Canada beat the U.S. to America 250 paint.
There's a Trains magazine article about it. Let's take a look. If it'll
I'm gonna
load.
be real. I think most bicentennial or commemorative paint stuff just generally looks like ass.
I personally don't care about like any special paint things. Like everyone's like heritage
Neither
units,
do
and I'm
I.
like, I just don't care. I'm sorry, but
I finally got a heritage.
I will
unit
say,
on camera.
on the note of paint
Oh,
things
that
that
looks
made me
bad.
giggle.
That looks like graphic design.
have you ever seen an eagle, the trash bird, with an underbite? If his beak would close.
Yeah.
with an underbite, and it's also a squid for some reason?
They did get the very fun angry eye, which
Yeah.
America. Anyway.
You should
The,
start.
the
streaming
fudge is with
Discord
what
again,
the fudge is with the
by the
camera?
way.
What the fudge is with the camera?
I don't know. They're fine enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it? We don't do politics here, but are they making a statement by making the 1776 one interesting and fun, at least, and the 2026 one being very
Cruel and tragic.
cruel and tragic? That's as far as we're
I'm
gonna go with
gonna
that.
be honest.
but,
I think
Yeah.
I think they both suck, but that's just me.
not a huge fan. But again,
Yeah, specialty
heritage
paints
schemes are not my thing.
Heritage
Yeah, they don't
schemes
do it for me.
are
They just
kind of
look like they were
boring as
made
shit.
so that Lionel can peddle more slop in 8 months.
I will say.
Don't
on
say
way
the
to-
quiet part out loud, Tom.
When is Mike's Train House releasing this?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I will say on the note of fun paint things that made me giggle. I was out driving yesterday and a grain train passed me on the joint line. One of the hopper cars had a probably 5-foot diameter CNS button herald tagged onto it.
Lit.
It was actually really well done. It made me double take.
That's funny.
We'll wait for Jimmy the Cog's comment in the chat.
Which one did I make?
I have more texts from Dusty saying, "Weigh the cat, weigh the cat, weigh the cat."
The
That's
cat has
not a
been weighed.
boulder. It's
Oh,
That's
good.
not a boulder, it's
Kiwi68
a
with
dock
$10
directed
says,
for
"Hey
rock."
guys, really impressed how far y'all have come with this project. Curious to know if the game will be in early access or be full release. Thanks."
We're
PS
never
Binding
doing
does
early
top
access. We're not doing early access. Every other train game that has done early access has been some degree of hindered by doing early access. Like, it used to be once upon a time games came out feature complete, and we would like to do that because we don't want people's first experience with the game to be, oh, this isn't done yet. This is kind of underwhelming.
We are gonna have updates post release, of course. Like, but we got to get to the point where it feels good, everything's done to the way that we want, and that it's as bug free as we can make it, and that there's enough features there that it's enjoyable. Like,
feature complete
your
does
key
not mean like end of development cycle.
It doesn't
means
mean that we're gonna work on it for another 15 years and then it'll come out, right? Like,
No.
it is getting the core gameplay loops that we've talked about completed, and when those are completed and we're happy with them, that's the point at which it will release.
You gotta lay the foundation before you build a house.
You
Yeah,
don't.
and it's the sort of thing where, like, if you wanted like an early access hamburger, like, yes, it'll cut the wait time for the meal down, but it'll arrive without a bun and the meat will be raw.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're gonna want that.
Yeah.
We're not trying to give you a knife and fork and asking you to start cutting into your burger that's on the fucking griddle. So,
Yeah, you do not want the burger to be mooing at you.
crosshead right. There we go.
Striker with $5 says the real 250 should be a US, Canadian, Mexican, and Chinese Steam quadruple header throughout the US. I don't think any Mexican Steam runs presently.
There's the secret answer of that 280 at Cass that I think is very close to becoming operational again.
Cass has a 280?
From what I've heard, that's a rejected FCM 280.
Alright, a kid with $5 says, "Hey, I'll just attempted to render a drive wheel for CNS 70. I think think I can get a live rating for the funnies. Posted pics in the Discord art channel. Leave one of the other lemons to do that.
Are we ready? Are we ready to actually give a model review to a viewer live on stream? I don't know if you want the psychological damage.
Oh boy.
Model reviews here at this company are constructive but rigorous.
That's a good way to put it.
Yep.
I was surprised that mine was not as bad as I expected it to be.
Brutal and
Real
unrelenting.
quick, Brett, going back to Operational Mexican Steam, there are some, they're just not standard gauge.
Well, they're trying to bring 279 back, and I wish them the best of luck with that.
Yeah, I wish them the best of luck with 279. There's the Cripple Creek engines, 1 and 3.
Well, I've got it up on stream now.
What program is that?
I'm curious what program that is.
That looks like CAD to me.
That looks like CAD.
It's Fusion.
That
Yeah.
is
Fusion
Fusion
360.
360.
I was gonna say there's nowhere near enough filleting on the spokes, but otherwise, honestly, it actually looks like that's actually pretty well done, genuinely.
Yeah. So the main things that I would look at on this would be for the actual profile of the tread and the flange. There are multiple diagrams available online if you look for them that will give you a proper profile and taper for that. That'll improve the look of the flangeway and the tread. For the actual...
It is pretty short, yeah.
For the actual hub and the crank, you have it essentially like a teardrop shape, like a guitar pick. And you should think of it more in terms of a large circle and a small circle with a fillet between the two.
Some kind of, yeah, exactly.
And then, yeah, as Mark said, the profile of your spokes is currently sort of like an elongated, rounded rectangle, and it should be more like an ellipse and then a much larger fillet into the casting. Because think about how they would have cast this thing, and really the big thing for making things go from being dimensionally correct to fabrication correct is think about the fabrication process. This would be a cast piece where anything that is not specifically milled to have a sharp defined face to it would have some rounding around the corners and the interior pockets. And
in order for the metal to have flowed at all, yeah.
Right. Because also your rim is completely flat on the interior, but what you would probably have is some degree of a recurve on the inside of that. And really what I would recommend more than anything is go up to a locomotive if you could find one, or specifically, a sister engine of the class you're doing, and really intently look at it, understand, and observe the shapes of how the things fit together. Like, think of it not as like, oh, this is a square, this is a circle. Think of it in terms as, these are how the parts truly curve and form together. But it satisfies, the dimensional requirements. I'm sure, like, it looks like a wheel, it has a counterweight, it has a hub, it has a rim. For pass 2 on it, I would definitely say, again, pay closer attention to the actual shapes of the forms and not just the the shapes of the forms in terms of like how parts are fabricated instead of just nominally where you're putting base dimensions in would be the next step for that.
Old Man's Transmitter from 18 months says, "Evening, Heist and crew. Hope everybody is doing well. Just wanted to say thanks for the amazing content as I sit here relaxing after a tornado blew through my area. Keep up the amazing content."
I've been hearing a little bit about the tornado in the Midwest. I hope everyone's okay. I had a good friend of the channel apparently was in it.
Direct hit by one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's apparently like 3 or 4 in the county, but yeah, one of our friends got direct hit by it at work.
Yeah. So. Goodness.
And luckily,
that's terrifying.
As far as he knows, everyone's okay. Minor damage, but yeah.
Dagon Miller with another $10 says, "One last thing before I have to start working again. Do you think 491 is still cold after being completely buried in the snow that one time?"
Well, she's cold right now, I can tell you that. So, hard to say.
Fallen King with 20 MX dollars.
Pesos.
Pesos.
Oh, that's pesos.
God damn it.
With 20 Mexican pesos, y'all remember NDAM 2250? Yes, unfortunately.
Yes, fortunately.
You're just trying to start a fight
Yes,
tonight, apparently.
very fortunately.
It's a fight I will win.
Yeah, I'm taking Tom's side on this one.
Only
2250
because Tom
I
is no
want
longer
that
no longer here and is back in Ohio. Can I not go kick their ass?
I'll throw hands. for my
Filibuster
boy.
is not a valid means of winning.
2250 is cool because it was converted. Hee
Just checking the box on every single meme we can right here, right now. It's fine.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Also, this wasn't a super chat, but someone asked what'll come out first, Century of Steam or Grand Theft Auto 6. And the official answer for that is it doesn't really matter. Like, GTA 6 is a game that's been in development with a team of 5,000 people for like 14 years. And we're a game that's been in development for like 3 and some change years and has a team of like 15 to 20 people. So not a direct comparison, and also like GTA 6 is not like the seal of the prophets in the sense that like we get a lot of comments where people are saying that, well, if we come out after GTA, that's a bad thing, and it's like, no, that's just the
That's how
linearity
time
of
works.
time.
Yeah.
And again, like we're not going to flinch in our development schedule because another game that's been in development for much longer than us is nearing its release point. Like the other thing is like GTA and Rockstar are currently in an internal civil war because of attempts at union busting, which is a whole other thing that we don't need to get into, but like, will it come out before then? Maybe. Like, if they stay in dev hell for longer, we could, but like, it also doesn't really matter to us if they come out first or not. Like, they've had a head start and a hell of a lot more person hours put into it, so if they do come out before us, cool. If they don't, cool. Doesn't really matter.
Yep. It's not terribly fair to make that comparison. Obviously, people do because video games, but yeah.
We're here to make
because
this
it's the
game
meme.
the best it can be at whatever time we decide it's done. We're not here to make a game before GTA 6. It's just different priorities.
Also, just two different genres to begin with.
Let's see.
Evan Liu with $5. Thank you, friend. Says, so early 2027, right? Herder. It's a joke.
When
Resident Evil 7
when we will announce a release date when we have one.
Resident Evil with another $5. Thank you, friend. Says, speaking of tornadoes, I almost drove into one in January of 24 in a Ford Ranger of all things. My 30-minute drive to work took over an hour that day.
Lordy.
Yeah. Real quick, going back to 2250, 400 was better. I saw a couple of those messages in chat. 400 was much better. Anyway.
We don't have to bring this back up. Like, let it lie.
Yes. Nick Best Vader, member for 20 months, says, wow, almost 2 years. Also just want to shout out the CPR 5000 Resto project. Not familiar with that one. Assuming that's Canadian Pacific.
I'm not familiar.
Google Foo is saying it's like a Jeep 7. Or no, it's a Jeep 30. So, cool. Maybe it's this E8. From Cater Parrot.
Bard.
Strange reporting, Mark. Bell Telenerd with $2. Thank you, friend. Says a DD40EX plus P42DC plus 220-710 EMD combined heist.
What?
Yeah, see, that exactly sounds like the kind of shit that people would start to make if you made a locomotive building game.
Yes. And Evan Liu with another $5 says, joking aside, another train-related game I'm looking forward to is Transport Fever 3 coming later this year.
I've heard about that. I played a little bit of Transport Fever too. It was fun enough, but Not necessarily for me.
Trevor Palvier with $9.99. Thank you, friend. Says, impressive work, gentlemen. Enjoying the stream while working on my 3/4 inch Hudson, currently a 460 while cleaning the trailing set and breaking 3 of the 4 blooming bolts that hold it to the frame.
Oh, sad day.
Big sad. Probably small enough that a little easy out is not going to be sufficient either. I wonder what the best method for doing that is going to be.
Right, let's see. Naming conventions are
Focus face.
very important here. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be that bone? Well, it's not doing a terribly good job of following the location of that, is it?
We got the Yakko Warner. Mwah! Good night, everybody, from Cable Works. Member for 17 months.
Good.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Have a good night. Copy location. Armature crosshead
Hello,
right.
nurse.
Bone 1. Okay, now it's working. Alright. Probably just had something
Now it goes
stupid.
roundy round.
Copy rotation. And we'll do rotation just in the X to save us some stupidity. And we do have to give it bone 1 again. And now your main rod's gonna do the do. Okay, and then this other lattice for the crosshead. This one's for the main rod, this is for the crosshead. We don't want the crosshead rotating, we just want it sliding, so we'll just grab the copy location, specifically of that armature bone 1. And so now those move, and so now we can take our main rod, and then we've got the main rod's small end right. We'll parent that. And then our crosshead number 2, which is the right crosshead, because I just copied it afterwards. Give it to the lattice crosshead right. And look at that. Now we've got all of the things but the hard bit done. There was a lot of work that was done with Dan's help specifically to get the radius rod playing nice, because a lot of the stuff to make sliding link geometry work using bones involves a lot of stupid fuck shit. Where you can see that the...
Is this quartered as well, or is it...
oh, it's quartered.
Is it still just mirrored? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was quartered beforehand, and I showed Dan, and Dan went, you shouldn't have done that yet. And I went, damn it. He's like, yeah, now you get to rig it twice. And I went, well, I'll do the other one on stream.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Also, Twitchy just sent me the cube theory of food, and my initial response to that is I am not...
No, we're not doing this right now.
You're going to spawn
get an
Leighton
initial
Moreland.
response.
You're going
Please.
to
No, I
spawn
just-
Leighton
For the love of
Moreland.
God, no.
I was just going to give my rebuttal to the concept of this theory in general, which is that
And you're not allowed. Denied.
I don't believe food should be classified by rigid category of shape. I believe what matters is like how do we culturally perceive different foods.
Tom, I thought you liked shapes.
I do, but I'm not inherently bound to them.
And there's another one nobody gets. Beautiful
No,
one, though.
Tristan's back in the audience. That was a joke for
That's
Tristan
true.
and no one else.
That's
Shape
true.
miser.
Shapes. It's fine.
Yeah, the secret to making stuff work in Unreal Engine is you attach a cube to something and you assign the cube a property, and then it just works.
Tom used shapes. It was very effective. Okay. So we've got a lattice on the combination lever, which we don't need to duplicate because we can just, on the tumbling shaft, rather. Got the slider, child that, radius rod at the back. That makes sense. That's the expansion link, which we already have. Yeah, right. We need to make the faked stupid doesn't actually exist part to make the rigging be rigging for the center line of the expansion link. Then we've got the radius rod end. Then we have the valve crosshead, and then the combination lever, and then the union link. Okay. So we just have, we gotta make all of the lattices now, so.
All the lettuce.
It's fine.
From Fence Floof, member for 24 months, says, "Hey, it's been a while, and I have come up with the worst stream idea ever if you want to hear. More chaotic than bad. Also, the 490 is looking good."
Oh, lordy. I mean, I
From
suppose
Colorado
we
Kid.
could entertain that.
You entertain an audience.
Aye.
Colorado Kid with another $5 says, "Thanks for the critique on the wheel, guys. I did use CAD Autodesk Inventor to design it. It's first attempt, but I'll see if I can improve it. It's a good start."
Honestly, for a first shot at doing a wheel, it looks fantastic. The devil is in every little detail of these things, and that is the joy of these processes, and it takes a lot of work to get there. So don't be disheartened, and hopefully our feedback can help you. So.
Yep, just keep at it, one thing at a time. It takes a long time.
Why did that put it in a new collection? Don't do that.
From RGS36 Studios, another $1.99 says, "Why is EMD identifying as GE? Check Discord." I did see on the note of EMD, the Canadian gentleman that was talking about that Jeep 30. Apparently that's his channel right now, as they're trying to save it and restore it.
Oh, I heard something about that. Somebody ended up buying, what is it, CP 5000?
Yes.
I know for a
Apparently
brief,
it's the last Jeep 30 in Canada.
a brief moment, I think Jersey was hoping to get that, but I'm glad somebody's gotten it. So.
Put the
I just
mullet
saw,
back
I
on
think,
it.
some of the worst AI slop steam engine I've seen in a while. I'm going to drop it in VC text.
Ugh.
Everyone's favorite. It's fine.
What?
I'm not even going
in
to try
the-
at that username. Member for 21 months says, "Hey, Heisen Code 37 is looking great. Dovetail Games has a new Thomas and Friends game coming out on the 17th, the day before my birthday."
Well, neat.
And then Fence Floof with another $20 says, "Squeak, money explosion."
Money?
There are a lot of lines that happened in the chat after that.
Monkey.
Anyway, thank you. Lettuce. This is radius rod. Right. Okay, so we got that, and then somewhere in here's Phil. Ooh, these guys are not parented. Let's just do that.
I'm trying to look at that AI slop steam engine that you sent, and the terrifying part is that it's getting better at valve gear.
No, it's not. Like it has the crank pins in the center of the axle.
It has the crank pins in the center of the axle, but it has the rods at least connected now.
Yeah, they're like welded in a way. Like there's not even an eccentric crank there. It's literally just you have the pin of the eccentric rod floating, but like again,
there's
this is
also
what,
zero
like,
support for the crosshead.
Yeah, it's like trains are always going to be the thing that reveals the limitations of generative AI as just a dog shit slot machine, which is that the intricacies that need to be exactly mechanically correct and proportionally correct in a way that like a large, highly neurodivergent group of people who study and work on these will always be able to detect. Like, it's never going to pass the sniff test because this is just a regurgitation machine.
I do like how the injector feed line goes directly into the sand dome.
Yeah, you gotta keep water level up on that sand.
Yeah, wet sand flows better, don't you know? Ask Stebbins. That was...
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna gloss over that one.
Yeah.
Don't get the Discord subpoenaed.
Combination lever... Oh, that was the left side, and I just didn't label it right. Lattice combination lever right, and then we will simply control paste, and then that will be our lattice valve crosshead right, and we'll scale that down even further. Do we have most of them yet? We got the union link, got the two for the crosshead. We need to make the other really big stupid one that is the radius rod's target. What did I call that? Center of expansion link, I think. Center of expansion link R. Oh, that's a child of something, isn't it? Yeah, it's a child of the expansion link.
Child of Israel.
The child of Israel! Oh, that's you.
For some reason.
Literally. For what reason? No one knows. Because some old man screamed that the one time.
Some old man screamed that the one time, and lo. Stories are born, tales are told. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Conway Twitty.
Okay.
God, I was just realized I love the injector overflow on this AI slot that just goes
You're
up to
still
no
looking
injector.
at it. The longer you stare at it, the more power you give it.
I mean, no amount of me staring at this is going to make it any more correct. I'm just laughing at all the shit it gets wrong.
Radius rod back right.
Just notice the trailing truck on it. It's trying to do... It can't just...
Says history becomes legend, legend becomes myth.
I
Somebody in
noticed
chat's
the
asking, what is an injector overflow? Mark, do you want to...
The pipe that runs from the injector... What is... Hang on, I just managed to hotkey again the hide everything.
Ruh-roh.
What hotkey is that?
Spin, what did you use weighted normals on for that thing?
Tender.
Oh, for like preventing the...
Yes, weighted
Okay,
normals.
got
I have learned of the benefits of weighted normals.
We
and-
will turn the locomotive back on piece by piece again because no one knows the hotkeys. It's fine.
Yeah. So, Tom, to answer your question, specifically the arch bar frames got some weighted normals. The bolsters got weighted normals. The frame of the actual tender got.
Oh,
weighted
is that
normals.
basically where anywhere that a curve transitions to a flat plane, it'll shade the flat plane correctly?
Yes, pretty much. And I also cleaned up. I cleaned up about 1,000 tries, which is very nice. I like that.
We love optimization.
We love optimization.
Yeah, I think we can talk about that, right? Like we've publicly mentioned what that engine is, right?
I mean, I'll post the photo in VC text if we want to give it a teaser.
Well, yeah,
There's
no,
a
it's
flag stop coming.
Well, yeah, no, like we publicly mention it on
it's on the Blue Sky.
The Blue
Yeah, it's
Sky
on Blue
as well.
Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
For those who haven't been following our Blue Sky or following the Patreon, Broad Top 14 and 15 are a thing.
Kapow.
Yes.
Image on screen now.
There it is.
Alec has been doing killer work alongside researcher Zach together to get this done. And yeah, it just looks so fucking good.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
I like
lizard,
the
lizard.
number one Ponderosa
Lizard.
version of that.
A number one to Ponderosa.
My favorite thing about this is that during the first Mikado Monday, we kind of hinted at this and realized we shouldn't
We
talk
didn't
about it.
hint.
No,
We
no,
didn't
no, no,
hint.
no,
We
no,
were
no, Tom,
very
wait,
aware.
We
wait.
gave it away.
We were talking about it generally and realized, oh wait, shoot, we shouldn't be talking about this. And then you came up with the line, say it.
Say the line part.
In terms of East Coast representation, there is a broad range of locomotives at the top of our list.
And I read
That
that
is the exact
verbatim in the original Mikado Monday, and none of you picked up on it.
I know, Baz learning. I know
some people
writers who
get it.
use subtext and they're all cowards.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of work. A lot of work.
How many hours do you know so far, Alec?
I do have. Oh, that's right. I have my hours counter. 1 second. Give me about 5. So in just. Oh boy, that's a big number. Oh no. In terms of just
200?
time. Well, yes. In terms of time just spent moving vertices, because the time tracker I use only counts it when I move vertices, we're at 13 consecutive days, 20 hours, 18 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Casual.
Yeah.
So 13 consecutive days. How many hours does that equate to?
Lots of.
Yeah.
That
Many.
is 332 hours, and it's still got a ways to go.
Yep. I was gonna say that I didn't start the model of the 37. It was given to me pretty far along by Tom, and I've made the flat car and then one other small 10-minute in and out adventure that was probably actually about 8 hours. And I have 301 or 302 hours of Blender so far. And this is where the K is now. So yeah, it takes some time to make these models.
Yeah, especially Mikados, because holy crap, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's the other
stuff you
thing.
have
It's
to
like
make.
we could fart these out in 2 weeks, but it would not nearly be the level of accuracy or precision that we could guarantee is like what we want this game to be. Like, we're not aiming to make a game just baseline fast as possible. We're aiming to make this equipment correctly in a way that it hasn't been made before.
Yep.
Andrew Frame with $5 says, if you squint, that damn near looked like a modern version of 70.
Do we have a polls and logging version of the
We do,
1415? I thought we did that. Yeah.
we
Yes,
did.
spin, pull that up because
Yeah, pull it
that
because
was shown
Andrew
publicly.
is a longtime conductor at Mount Rainier and has been a long-time supporter of the channel too.
Gotcha. Hold on. Let me.
All the
we
people out
literally,
there
I think we
love
literally
support.
got sounds off of 70 before it went down for tube time, right?
No, we got sounds off of
Paulson
Paulson 2, the
Oh,
sister. Yeah.
Oh no, 70 is the one that's coming back soon, which we might
Seven,
get
seven,
sounds off
70
of
just
that.
went down and is now coming back because they're fucking kicking ass at Mount
So,
Rainier, I tell you what.
Speed running a locomotive.
So you want Paulson configuration? Hold on, let me get this.
Fastest fucking 1472 in the West, apparently.
They're doing great work out there. Love seeing
Honest
that.
to God, if you guys haven't watched Matt Rainier's YouTube or listened to their podcast, go do. Listening to their
Down
podcast.
to your fucking ass.
I was listening to their podcast today earlier, and it's just... It is nice to know that people that are that competent in our industry are going through and, like, making that stuff happen. And making content like that. That is... Yeah, chef's kiss.
So okay, let me. This might take a minute. I'm pulling
All
up
good.
a photo of Paulson 2 to make sure I got the right configuration.
Slider rotations. which
Andrew
go
said a
someplace.
70 will be back before summer.
That's, yeah, basically what I've heard. Which is wild to think about.
Nerdakrunik with $5. Thank you, friend. Says, just got off work to find this pleasant surprise in my feed. Great work so far, sir.
Thank you.
And Rukir Gaming, member for 30 months, says, obligatory time is fake comment, combo with, quote, holy smokes, it's midnight, end quote.
It is 15:15 on East Coast, isn't it? I'm trying to get this whole side rigged so that we have all the running gear rigged before we finish, and I'm almost done adding lattices. So that's the whole thing. If we put the 3D cursor on that selection, and then I add a lattice, and then I set it to be at -90, which is our spot out here.
Andrew says, today's podcast episode was especially good. Highly recommend. I did not listen to today's. I shall have to do that.
Did another one
tomorrow.
come out today?
There's one from 8 hours ago, looks like.
Oh, shoot. The podcast, I guess I should
It's
probably...
sans Bethan.
No, without Bethan, but she's half the fun, literally.
Eh.
Like, Andrew, I'll have to tell you sometime about the first actual meeting that I had with Rowdy and Bethan that was orchestrated by Nick Ozrak. That the long and short of was I started as a business meeting where none of us knew each other, and then there was one moment where the knife switch fell out, and then it just devolved into a lot of swearing, and yeah, fuck those people. It was really fucking funny, but we don't need to go into that, in this audience, so... but the podcast, for those of you who probably can't immediately find it, is Off the Rails with Rowdy and Bethan. And yes, there was... oh, God. Unsupervised. Yeah, there was an episode earlier today. I was listening to the episode that came out on February 24th today. So I'm a little behind, but I'm chronically behind on checks, notes, everything. So... fine.
Top chat from Carmen Baylines, member for 8 months, says, hi, says, wondering if you had heard about the ET and WNC shops I was doing for Century of Steam and would like to get in touch.
Tweetsy shops for Century of Steam? I did hear.
I think that's the correspondent we were talking to through Dan.
Right.
I as like person doing a lot of the structural assets, like I have absolutely zero qualms with doing a collab or following up on that. Like, I remember Dan had shown that in the work server, and
I remember seeing it. Yeah.
I don't know if it was conveyed yet, but like my response was, yeah. I mean, like when they're at a point where you're happy with them, like we'd love to have them. Like we might make some modifications for the requirements of how our game needs to use them in our track system and all that, but like. Saves us a bunch of work and they look great, like absolutely.
3 guy with $5 says he saw a sign that said duck, eggs. He didn't know what the comma was for, and then it hit him.
Limes.
Limes indeed.
Alright, I think I have Folsom too. Let me get this render done.
Evan Lee with another $5 asks, as a PC gamer, they're curious who among the Studio 346 crew has the strongest PC hardware?
Probably Boss Man.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Although, like, more of us are, like, getting to the point where, like, in order to work in Unreal, you need a dedicated dev rig, so...
Tom, you know what I want to say, and I'm not going to say it in front of the public audience. I'm going to smile through gritted teeth, but not
we
say
could talk about that. We could talk, like, we're the group of, like, people who are knowledgeable about trains. We're not the group of people who are immune from being idiots. Like,
is this a comment about Tom's female parental figure?
What?
Motherboard.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, like, for the mainstays in the company who do development work in Unreal, often, like, we've been investing in making sure that we have, like, up-to-date hardware and specs so that we could do that without Unreal crashing all the time. And it'll still crash a little bit because that's what Unreal does, because it's unstable. And
I've got 128 gigs of RAM, and it will use that and be like, more.
Yep. But anyway,
Tristan,
I set it all up. Everything seemed to be working fine, and then Unreal kept crashing anytime I opened a right-click menu, and we were trying to debug it for 3 days. And then someone asked, "Hey, Tom, Do you have the HDMI for your monitor plugged into the motherboard or the graphics card? And my initial thought was, are you telling me there is a bullshit false HDMI port that just kills everything?
See,
And their answer was yes.
see, I hadn't been there for all the troubleshooting that was going on Tom's machine. I hadn't heard I'd heard that there were issues and challenges, but I hadn't been paying attention and I hadn't been a direct part of it. And you were doing some tests in Unreal and like getting metrics and stuff, and you were like, oh yeah, the integrated graphics is pulling way harder than the actual GPU. I wonder why we've done all the things, and I heard that and I just went, is your motherboard or is your like thing plugged into the fucking motherboard? Spoilers.
I had a crash out for 2 hours.
We
were
were
all... this. I'm
all
going to become Amish. I'll remember you when I'm churning butter.
we were all dying. I think because it was just the one that's vertical on the big block that has all the other stuff. No, if you want to use the graphics card, you have to plug the. It was just one of those things. So. It's
fucking
fine.
goddamn PCs built with like the false chamber to like trick like grave robbers in the pyramids. Fucking bullshit. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate this shit. Why do they? It's like these are the 2 HDMI ports and one of them only tells lies. What the fuck?
It's so fucking funny.
I'm the one that tells lies.
Stream
Yeah,
did
stream's
reconnect.
dead.
All right.
Yeah,
Did
stream's
reconnect.
dead.
All right. So I did a hardware reset on all of my internet everything yesterday, and it had been okay until that moment. God damn it. Google Fiber, get here. Anyways, good morning, Stein. Good to see you. Yeah, post the thing.
VC text.
The
Oh, I was
Pulsum.
looking at the wrong chat.
Jamie, member for 33 months, says it's good to see the K coming along. Mount Rainier seems awesome, and I need to visit sometime. I've learned quite a bit from their podcast.
All right. Here it is. Here you go, Andrew. The Pulsen 70 flavor of 1415 with the way the headlight sits. And can we do an optional texture mask to do the weird copper section of jacketing right in front of the It's fun. It's a cool engine.
Yeah, it's very fun. Enjoying making it. It's just taking a long time.
I think they would get a kick out of A number 1 of Ponderosa. I think we have that saved somewhere.
I mean, I can whip that up. Let me grab the.
No, we
information.
literally have that. Like,
Oh,
just
that's true.
grab-
Oh, that's
grab it
right.
from the group DM.
Yep, hold on.
Jeez.
Andrew says it's a lie.
Good.
Funny, horrible, rotten thing between East Broadtop 14 and 15 and a Baldwin 70/90 ton mic. Same size drivers, just different everything else.
Yep.
They both run on
Oh.
48s, and for a Baldwin 70-ton logging mic, 48s are absolutely tiny, and for a narrow gauge engine, they're stupidly big.
And we're looking for. Hold on. Which is the other configuration that we're looking for? Oh, A number 1. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Which is going to be that one. All right. I've got a couple other configurations pulled up. These are going to be the ones. These are slightly older version of the model, so it's missing some greebling around the smoke box area and the tender. Some changes around the tender have since happened, but there we go. There's grand configuration and A number 1.
Lizard. Lizard.
Anyway, I'll pull these up for stream next. Here is, oh my god. Here is YouTube and Google Chrome having a crash out. Here is A number 1. It is crazy how different this locomotive looks when you just change a few things. Like,
Yes.
it looks so good like that. I really like
I'm
that.
looking forward to getting the cross compound on it.
Well, I was working on that today, but then the viewers wanted to see running gear, unsurprisingly, so I will be finishing that hopefully tonight. We'll see. And then here's
goddamn Bo.
goddamn Bo. Here is the DNRGW version, which
We
it
have
looks
K59 at home.
it looks so wrong, but it looks so right.
Yeah.
Needs a pilot toolbox. And it needs handling markers.
Yeah, the handlins would really sell it.
Lizard.
I'll get around to it at some point.
It's fine. I asked you about the
Eventually.
marker brackets for the handlins, and then you'll note that you sent me them, and I still don't have them, and they're still floating. But that's okay.
Gotcha.
But the running gear is animated. It's fine.
Alrighty, gents. It's a school night. Curtains for me.
Yeah.
Best of luck with
Have
the
a good
K.
night.
I'm
I
also
need to go
going to
to
bed.
work.
Good night, Goose. I wanna get this goddamn running gear animated.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night, y'all.
Why did this hierarchy do this? No, keep going, Mark. No bed for you, says Tristan. Thanks, buddy. You know me. It's fine. I will, in fact, keep going. Because I desire this. Alright. Got those here now. So that one... So we've got our whole kind of hierarchy of lattices that live off the tumbling shaft, which is this primary one, which sets everything in motion there.
Mark,
Oh,
if
I
Tristan's not letting you go to bed, just send him that Centurion telegram that's in the UI chat.
We can't show people that yet. It's fine. I shouldn't actually need the second one. We got the radius rod back right. This was gonna be the slider rotations, but I just copied them from side to side because they're gonna be the same. So that's fine. But then this one, we're trying... I've put it higher than that one because I want to try and see if we can get it to work a little nicer. And if so, I'll go through the effort of resetting the other side. But this is lattice up right, and it gets parented to the slider rotations. Oh, do I still need that? Because the... Oh, I do still need that other lattice that I deleted. Motherfucker. Fine. We simply add another lattice. That is the answer of rigging a steam locomotive's valve gear that I found, is that you just don't have enough lattices yet. So. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Come here. Come here, you. How many parts go in the locomotive? Yes. Go to the rods section. There we go. Lattice, slider, rotations are on the right side. Lattice up, lattice, slider, rotations. So I guess with these being the same, I can potentially just parent that to that. And then we get the second lattice up. And then we parent it to that one. And that should just work. Mint. Okay, so now we need to make the last skeleton to do these things. I see that with Brett having gone to bed, I need to go through top chats here. So, 75 horse case. Good evening, lump sum or bit by bit. Good lord, good sir. Whatever you deem appropriate. Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Carmen Bay Lions 190. I'm about to redo the shops because, well, new to Blender and stuff happened, so time to fix some things to make it easier on you guys. We appreciate you, my friend, and I love that you had the energy to just make something so that we could utilize it. Because telling the whole of narrow gauge history as best as we can is, one of the goals of the project here. So, Striker 91. I mean, USA TC 118s share the same driver size, yet they do horrible here on the East Coast. Looking at you, soon to be converted 192. I've heard legend of this. What do you mean they're going to oil? It's funny.
Good. Oil is, I'm going to say it, oil is just better than coal.
Oil is better than coal. You'll pry my coal scoop out of my cold dead hands, but oil is genuinely better in every way than coal. So, what are you going to do? Turn off the crosshead armatures. We don't need that. We don't need the armatures for the eccentrics. I think I've got all the lattices that I need in. Probably turn off those ones. We'll keep the tumbling shaft one active for now.
75 horse case says things have been going good, other than snow from last night.
I've heard that it was quite snowy out that way. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. I know that you're well equipped to handle it, but... Wait, sometimes oil isn't better. That is true, Tristan. Sometimes oil is not better. Yes,
It's not better if you don't know what you're doing and you just like cause the entire lower half of the tube sheet to start gushing.
Well, no, Tristan's talking about what you got to see too. So I'll pull the clip up. No, we showed it previously on a stream. And it's rotated stupid. Never mind.
Where 480 got a kidney stone and then just died on Pinkerton.
Yeah, yes. 480's kidney stone would be the thing that we're talking about. Carmen Bay Lines, you plan on making a lot of buildings because you grew up around the ET and WNC, mainly Tweetsy theme park ASO, so you don't have to worry about 5 to 20 models. Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you. Keep making them well, and that'll be great. Across the Bayon, good evening, Heist. Good evening. Andrew Frame, as much as I loved my ride behind 2102, I have to say dodging the coal debris was the absolute worst part. Yeah, riding behind an oil burner is a much better experience than riding behind a coal burner. That is
I was genuinely surprised by just how much of its own throw-up 20 is perpetually coated in. Just 4-inch thick pile of cinders on the board at all times.
She does that. You'll have that on these big jobs. Simply put the armature's base a mile down below. And then lose it in the thing.
Sounds like someone's designing a version of 491 that runs on O gauge track, like O standard gauge, so... I'm trying to think, what would that actually work out to scale-wise?
Big. Blender does not know how to unselect that. There we go.
Guess that would be like 1 to 28.8, I think? Like at that point, you might as well just handle your own track and do like either 1 to 24 or potentially just even FM3 at that point. But
yeah, I would just bother to do FM3. Okay, so I want to say the way the skeleton here worked. Yeah, we go up to the point on the valve crosshead, extrude, and then copy the bone over to do that, and then all the shenanigans that then come in.
$10 from 75 horse case says Case did have an oil burning setup as an option from the factory, but typically drank more than it was worth. I mean, there I could see the benefit of coal is you can let the fire die down for very intermittent work.
For a traction engine, I don't think oil burning makes near as much sense. But if you're talking about a locomotive and you're going to be working hard,
working hard,
consistently, And for long distances, I think that makes a lot of sense. For something that's going to be, kind of intermittent, the coal fire is nice in a lot of ways. And coal, coal is cheaper. Yeah, coal is always going to be cheaper, but in terms of steam engine, the savings you get in terms of not fucking up your machinery is definitely worth it, so... Alright, so we put the 3D cursor there, and then we zoom out forever and find our other little guy down here. Why did all of these feel the need to expand? I think the biggest problem with Blender that I've run into is that there are hotkeys that you don't know what they do, and you accidentally fat finger something, and then everything breaks, and you don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, there's like 15 hotkeys, and like they all do the same thing, and...
Blender is approximately 72 hotkeys in a trench coat, I think. But anyway, we get down here to our little guy that we've put down a mile subterranean, and we go to edit mode, select just the tippy top of him, and then we say selection to cursor, and wow, look at that! We've got this giant bone that now works. And the reason for putting it so far down below is such that any artifacting of radius, because every motion with a bone is going to be circular, you just make the radius so big that you can't tell. As much as you really realistically can, which in some cases, as we found out with the slider for the radius rod, there's a point at which it does not like you. So, what are you gonna do? But we can get those guys extruded out, so then what we'll do is put the 3D cursor there, go to edit mode.
Oh my god, someone in chat has a Rico avatar.
Lit. It's cool.
Very fun.
I see that. And they're asking me what's the hardest model I've made / helped work on for Studio 346. Gestures at the screen.
Yeah, as far as like physical work, yeah, I'd say this is probably the most daunting thing you've done so far. As far as work for the project that has needed to be scoped out, the next thing that's probably going to be shown.
The next thing's probably going to be, huge, and we won't spoil that too much. Implementation-wise, it's probably the DL535. That was like 2 months straight of just full boring into the abyss on that one.
And then the shovel made us kind of go back and redo a lot of stuff on that.
Actually, no.
Because... Well, I know there was some stuff that changed, because I remember initially, like, it was a weird sort of right place at the right time thing, where you and Tristan had said, man, we did all this work to make the MU working on the 535s. I hope that's not the only thing with MU in the game. And then Doggard
showed up out of nowhere.
It was just like, hey, I have a shovel nose. Do you want this? We were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Lizard.
So, that was...
Get in there, champ. And yeah, Doggard's been great to work with, so...
Totally. And then this is going to be radius rod. So we'll set the 3D cursor here. Set to edit, grab that. Selection to cursor. Get that going. And then this is what Dan and I worked on a whole bunch over here, where you have this go back to the pivot point, and then that's extruded, and then that's extruded and copied. That bone is copied off of this bone. Yeah, so that it retains the relationship to the other bone, but then moved. So this one we can simply extrude up to the upper vert. So that means that we go to this guy, which is the radius rod, back, right. We put our 3D cursor there. We go edit this skeleton. We move the selection to cursor. We extrude with E. We put our 3D cursor up here. Click on this guy. selection to cursor, kapow, that's set up, and then what we do is we duplicate this to retain the relationship to the rear of the bone there. We select that guy, but hang on, we actually need to go cursor to selected there, because this is the sliding die block joint in the radius rod. So we'll go and move the selection to cursor, and then this one needs to be the same length as the radius rod. On the other side, but we don't want to lose track of who's who. So we'll just stick it out in the world somewhere there. And that should be okay. And now we need to do a 3-point inverse kinematic setup, if I recall properly. If we go to object mode, yeah, the union link, then the second part of the radius rod, and then the bit that goes up. We do that on this one. So we'll start with our union link, and we want to do pose mode. We click the bone. We're going to go to a bone constraint. We're going to add inverse kinematics. And specifically, we're going to take, it won't let me do it. So it's lattice union link right. Is that not right? Why is that trying to break everything? Oh, because that's the wrong bone. Totally. It's lattice crosshead right. Yeah, that one. That makes more sense. Yep. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Top chats. Sorry about that. Jameson Newhouse. Yo, Birdman, are you excited for the Rare Order update? Yes, because I haven't wanted to play because it's been the same. Don't know if you saw the information on the new dev update. I haven't seen anything recently, so I'll have to look at that. Thank you. Colorado Kid, what I'd love to know is why did CNS 70 have such a high extension for its oil tank loading hatch when it was converted to oil in the 30s? Cursed. It must have been something to do with the way that they were able to load oil. I would be willing to bet that it being the one narrow gauge oil burning engine they had, they probably tried to load it from standard gauge facilities, and they were likely a lot taller, if I was a betting man, doing the dual gauge thing. Don't know for sure, but that's my guess. Jersey's Home Appliances. What is the typical tolerance for an axle bearing? You know, these are the one things that that I wish I knew more about. Were tolerances on all this stuff. I could tell you that the out of tolerance amount for a rod brass is like 30 thou. Is when you start getting out of tolerance and into condemning. Same with a cylinder bore. But those are like the two I know. Specifically for the axle itself and the crown brass, off the top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. So, wish I could tell you, but I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge for that. And honest to God, I've never actually had to know that. So...
also, Mark, Colorado and Southern 70 operated on the Clear Creek, which did have dual gauge past Golden.
Right.
So it probably would have had standard gauge oil facilities at some point, yeah.
That's what I was assuming, yeah. Because, yeah, everything past Golden was dual gauge. I know a little bit about the CNS. Not a ton, but some. I think this gets IK'd to that.
So okay, that's why the there's the grand Royal House of Studio 346, and there's the CNS Royal House of it.
Yeah.
Or I guess technically Union Pacific narrow gauge parentheses disambiguation, but yeah.
Yeah. And then this one gets IK'd to lattice center of expansion link right.
Drift on the sliding block for the reverser. It's just you need to take that top point of where it's hinged from and just move it like a mile upward like the other thing.
Hey Tom, here's the problem. We tried that on both sides. Oh God, why did that get it got all kinds of squingled? We'll have to look at that. The one on the right, Dan systematically tested the setup several times on his machine, and found that you couldn't go more than several feet above. Otherwise, it would start to do Hanna-Barbera hilarity shit. And so we might have a limit there on how far we can go. Get me out of pose mode, object mode.
What if you set it
Minus 90, minus 90, minus 90.
well, what if you had additional constraints to the topic? So it looks like the main issue there is it doesn't have a yaw constraint, and so that's what's letting it drift like that.
I mean, we can do that, but
because like really all that
shouldn't be
top
doing
point
this.
needs to do is just pitch basically. So like you don't want it to have any roll or yaw.
I don't know if you can set with using IK. I don't know if you can set specific things like that. Although I guess you could give the bone a separate constraint of limiting rotation and limit X and or Y and Z, and then it doesn't give a shit about your life.
Right. I just dropped a corrected configuration of EBT14 in chat because Zach has informed me that the version I had was a bit of a hybrid with
14 and a
pumps
half
on.
is okay.
14 and a half is okay, but here is actual 14.
Here is actual
EBT text.
14.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
Tee.
That's neat. That's neat. We like these things.
It's very fun.
Trainman 4014, what do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Limes. I lowered that down and it is still being squiggly left right. Oh, do I have stretch on still on some of these bones? Yeah, I have stretch on. Simply do not do the stretch. Is there a bone that we needed to use the tail on instead? That one uses the tail, no stretch. Use the tail, no stretch. Use tail, no stretch. Okay. Well, this is squiggled to all hell, which this is the joy of working on mechanical systems in a thing that doesn't really want to deal with them.
All right, I'm gonna head off and get some dinner. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.
Laters.
You too, Spin.
Why is my main rod dying? Well, I think I'm officially going to say this has been an exercise in attempting to rig things, which requires much troubleshooting and much redoing. But hopefully you guys understood the general principles behind it. And hopefully you learned something and enjoyed the stream. We're getting there. This is quite the ordeal and process. So I think there's probably some kind of parenting shenanigan that is not doing what it's supposed to side to side, that is probably something really stupid and simple that's going to involve me probably redoing this entire armature to do, and that's not going to make for good YouTube. So I think I'm going to call it there. So yeah, we'll fix the that. Why is it doing that? Why is anything doing that? It's probably some parenting issue or some other stupid. Yeah, I don't know how we managed to make an oval out of the main rod, but that's fine. But these are problems that are best troubleshot not in front of an audience, because they're going to take a lot of time and they're not going to be terribly interesting. So, anyways, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your love and support tonight, and as always, and we'll catch y'all next time. Bye, everybody.